Hi, everybody. I thought I'd start doing some recordings on my channel. I don't normally, as you see, I know some people who signed up to it and there's like two recordings on it, that's it. But I normally do interviews with other people because I don't particularly like looking at a green dot and like talking to a green dot. I more prefer to talk to other people. But I feel moved to do this for a lot of reasons because Miles's channel has been taken down, the YouTube channel, as you know, and he's been very heavily targeted recently. He recently did an interview with Kerry Cassidy, and which was a very, very good interview. And but you know, almost everybody's now been taken off YouTube. I'm only on because I've only got two videos on there. Well, three now. I just uploaded one. So we'll have to be careful what I upload. I mean, most of us know the current situation, which I don't agree with. And you know that from other videos I've done. Um, and but I can't. I'll have to talk in code if I talk about anything to do with that. But I'm going to upload some videos on Black Goo by David Griffiths. This Griffin, sorry. These I'm going to upload because they're very relevant to now because of the nano involved, right? And also, I had black goo removed from me, and then there was questions about Mike Spears having black goo within him, and when he died, there was some black substance came out of him. Right. So this is one of the aspects I thought I'd talk about, but also more recently as well. It's only like not long ago. I'm not very good with dates, but obviously it's about just over a week ago, I think. uh, Robert David Steele passed over the veil. And I don't particularly feel it was any accident, although I did see him the night before he passed over because he did the Steele report. And he wasn't very well on the Steele report. Don't get me wrong. He was coughing. He was struggling. It was not well at all. But him, Sasha Stone, and the other guy who was on tour with them, they all got sick when they're on tour. Now they were doing a grueling tour, so it's not exactly, you could say, well, they got sick because of that, and it was too much, which it was hugely. They're traveling every single day, which is way too much. But and Robert had said that he accidentally locked all his vitamin D in this locker and stuff, so he didn't have it with him. So, he's kind of blamed himself. But that week, around that week, I had an incident, and it made me question what was going on. Because I'll have to be careful how I say this, because um, I started to have symptoms of not feeling very well, cough, things like that, and breathing and thing, and not really feeling very well at all. And this happened really quickly overnight. I thought, oh, this is odd, because I take vitamin D and stuff. And anyway, that very same day, I managed to dose myself up with just about everything. And then we had problems with the roof. So this roofer came round and he walked around the garden to get to the roof. And as he walked round, he started to cough, and he says to me, there's something in your garden. He says, I don't have asthma and I don't have anything else. He says, I'm not suffering from anything. But he said, um, something's making me cough here really bad. And he was coughing all the time. And he says, there's something been sprayed here, he said. And I thought, oh, that's weird. So anyway, he fixed the roof and then went fairly quick because it was a quick job. And that night I thought, right, okay. I shut my window because I always have it open. I shut my window and put this purifying fan on. And by the next morning, I was well. I was fine, no problem whatsoever. So a couple of days later, I thought, right, I'm going to open my window again. So I opened my window. By morning, I was really sick again. I thought, oh, this is pretty definitely something in the air out there. So I thought, right, and my dog's been coughing too. So I thought, right, and she'd been like wheezing. So I thought, well, his neighbour sprayed something or something like that. But I was pretty suspicious something was wrong. Anyway, So that was a lot worse. So that made me worse for several days actually last week. So I'm only just recovering now. But but it's suspicious that, to say the least, the coincidence of that, because I'm always targeted anyway, the coincidence of that is kind of unusual. And it was only a few days ago as well. I had two invitations. Well, I had friends' requests sent from Jacob Rothschild and Lynn Rothschild. So I was like, and it was affecting me actually, because I was like, shall I accept him? Shall I accept him? So why would I? So that was questionable programming there. So like I was examining that. And I could prove it because I took screenshots. But anyway, I didn't. But it's sort of like coincidence. But along with that, I got these like subtle thoughts coming into my mind about accepting, about kind of belonging to the Rothschilds. Well, we know they bought me like years ago, and obviously that's a very deep part of the programming, and also they might have been sending some sort of mind control too, or triggering something, don't know which. But anyway, getting back to the subjects, there's been a lot of people being set up, all sorts of people. I know when I was down at Miles, Piers Corbyn rang up and he was being set up by nonsense, something to do with money or something. I didn't watch that. And it was fake and it was all set up, which doesn't surprise me. And then Matthew, that's one of Miles's friends. I met him when I was down there, nice guy. He was arrested and a load of his hard drives were taken just randomly, again, intimidation tactics. So all these sort of things are going on. And when Miles was talking to Kerry, Cassidy, he was bringing up a good point about and they both agreed, they seem to be going for those that have been on the scene for a long time. Well, Kerry's been on the scene a long time. Thank God she's still going. And Miles has been doing it a hell of a long time because his library of interviews goes way back, and fantastic interviews. So I'm gonna, as I said, I'm gonna start loading them on this channel, on my YouTube channel, like full permission, because Miles is happy. He says, for goodness sake, do it. So I was like, okay, because I talk to him quite often. And I think it's a good idea because, and I want to start with, as I said, David Griffin, because if you watch these, it's really relevant to what's going on now. I do know a bit more about Black Goo as well from a mission I was on some time ago. This was an independent mission with other beings, and that's where we targeted a asteroid that was deep in Draco space, but we managed to get through anyway. And what we did was the asteroid had sentient black goo inside it, and the Draco built a factory on top, which is, their factories are pretty horrible to look at, but anyway, they built a factory on top and they were extracting the black goo, and then they were imprisoning it in these energetic cubes, black cubes, and then once they reprogram it, they use it into their computer systems. Now I know that they what they do is it's a liquid, but it's it's sentient, but it's like programmed just like us, and what they do is change it into a more negative type, and then they use it within their computer systems, because it's a bit like nano. It's a bit like it's so fast. It's a lot faster than circuitry. So it's a liquid circuitry and not like a fiber optic type. It's liquid. So it kind of communicates in a kind of more quicker kind of psychic way. And so it's very effective like that. Now, I do believe that they're using a form of this likely in the quantum computers they've got now, because the only way you're going to get the speed and the memory capacity and everything else in computers is if you start using black goo or that sort of sentient uh, goo, which it's it's hard to describe what it is. It's a kind of nano substance. Now, in the David Griffin interviews, he explains, and they've got a lot of evidence as well, that there's sentient goo on this planet. Um, Now, people were getting sick when they were going near it, and it has to be kept very cold. Otherwise, it reacts. It starts to um, spike, which is exactly what I saw when I was putting the black goo. It was like tendrils up and spiked, a bit like you saw in. I would say it's more like in Captain Marvel, where when she joined with the AI computer, she got this substance that started to come up from below and then enter into her. I would say that because it subdivides and then enters into you. Um, but it seems that a lot of people can't take it. They die if they come in contact with it. And for some reason, I didn't, but I don't know why. But I think that's why a lot of the times they've used me in experiments, because I've survived when a lot of people don't. And it's just to do with your genetic lines and things like that. It's just one of those things. Don't mean to say you're extremely well with it, but I do remember having it for a long time. But it mind controls you because you don't think it's you just think it's normal. It's like really weird when you think back on it now. But anyway, but I thought I would start by, as I said, uploading these ones. And the very, very good interviews. And they're going back, they're going right back to a MASH, which is before Miles started. This was with Joanna Summerscales and Miles Johnston. Before this, Miles started the bases. So this was going way back. So, but extremely, extremely good, and it's very, very relevant to now. So I thought I'd say that. And So I think that might be it for now. But oh yeah, I thought I'd do this. I can't remember the name of the guy now right this one. But we're looking at using the Triskelin or Triskelin, the three spirals, which is such an ancient symbol. A suggestion of somebody else actually, on your right hand side somewhere, so that it's a good symbol to sort of, if you go out anywhere or something else, that if we start wearing something like this, you can recognize other people who are not agreeing with the current situation. So I thought I'd just mention that as well. So that's about it for now. But I'm going to start doing some updates. I'm not used to doing this because I'm used to talking to somebody. So it's like, oh, God, talking to a dot. Oh, well. But anyway, much love to you all. All right, then. Bye.